Hello, audience. I am your GM today. Oh, what's my name? Gutierrez. I'm the Bardic Logs, and I'm bringing back my inner demons just like it's therapy. But then again, they're my bounty hunters. And we at Bardic Logs welcome you to Inner Demons, the Swampy Swamp Adventures. Episode 12.
So,
That's all I'm thinking about. We found God.
so after capturing Lynn, we went back to camp with Birch, and I managed to basically make a kebab out of one of the frogs almost, and make a new friend at the same time somehow. So this little frog is a scout, his name's TT, and so then we make a plan for him to have an ally with his tribe and maybe another tribe in order to help take these blighters out and complete our bounty altogether. With this deal, basically they get loot privileges and we keep the bounty, basically. With that, we managed to make it to logging camp, and then we had to go beyond logging camp to meet, well, not to meet, but to find the leader's right-hand man. What's his name? So with meeting what's his name, well, not officially, but upon discovering him with two other people, we lie in wait, awaiting for the perfect opportunity to attack.
Alright, I'd say that's a pretty good recap. And with that, you guys lie in wait. Behind you, let me see, I'm going to take this frog back here, make sure no one can move it. So the back frog, this is going to represent the small group of grung who are clearing the river, who say they would help you clear the river, but they're not going to help you fight. TT, on their other hand, seems to be willing to help you fight, just because TT like you. Other than that, let's get to Markus. You see Markus here. He is walking in with two people behind him. They don't look to be quite what their token is, like masked rogue figures. They're more cultists, robed. They have the symbol upon their back, which is a mix of, at first you think it's almost like a T of some sort, or maybe some kind of tree, but then soon you realize it's like more like a fire. It's a tree on fire, and there on the bottom and around the tree is like these like pestilent vines that kind of wrap around it. The art itself is very decaying and looking old. In front of them, as they are kind of almost like set like a little bit of a guard post, as like the only main way in. There are little side paths that you can kind of see that are a little bit more wet, but on the main actual road dirt path, you can see what appears to be a red-headed man, roughly 6'1", not too terribly tall, but like a little tall, and you can kind of tell that his hair isn't naturally stained red. Something is kind of in it or on it. Other than that, you can kind of see that he's wearing a similar robes, but like a mix of leather armor and like ragged, tagged leather armor, stuff that looks like it would have patches and sewing marks on it. Other than that, you do see him entering into what looks to be a obscure hut kind of between multiple trees. And other than that, you just hear from the hut a very, very low hum. A very soft, just kind of, da 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 da. From a very effeminate voice that has a almost amplification to her voice. With this situation, what would you guys like to do?
Where's Birch?
Birch, if I remember correctly, stayed back at the village because he could not... No, he could float. What did happen to Birch?
I think he's with us.
I think he is too, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because he needed to be with us to capture Markus.
Yeah, when they
He's
find
just in the river floating.
he is this log up here, just
Like, hello.
He's like, you guys, I'll be here in case, you need assistance. Lays down in the ground in the mud.
Okay, that'd be actually terrifying to encounter. Just walking along the river side, you step on what you thought was a log. A giant tree ant comes out of the ground and grapples in you.
Just a big old hand comes out, grabs you. Yeah, oh my god. That would be terrifying.
I might regret
Birch!
to DM that.
All right, I've got Birch drawn in. Hopefully that'll work.
I like it. Yeah, the only thing you're missing is 2 little eyes for him so that he can see you.
All right, are the eyes in the leaves? I thought it would be on like bark or something like that.
You're right. Oh god, I'm such a shitty artist. Oh god!
Okay, that's
Oh
fine.
god, he's dead!
I killed him! No!
He's deleted from the world. He's done.
I can fix him. I can fix him. I can make him better, stronger.
It's fine. It's fine.
There you
Leave
go.
him on. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So, Birch is with us. That's for sure. We've got TT, and we also have, I think, like 1 or 2 of his buddies that was leading us here. So, ultimately, we got to take down the bodyguards first, and then capture Markus. And it would be preferable if we killed the 2 cultists without Markus knowing. And then, basically, when Markus is distracted with the dead bodies, we just scoop them up, capture them, and then we head back to logging camp.
Would it be best if I get involved, or would you rather, especially since they use fire, wait for me to stand out in the back and, how do I put this?
Yeah.
Cover your weak points.
Yeah, I would say, sorry, let me get in character. Yeah, it's best that you stay back.
Understood. Me, you take TT, and I'll be over here. And he kind of just like points to over here. He's like, I will hide amongst the trees.
We'll let you know if we need you.
Do you think you could get Markus by surprise without giving him the ability to cast something with fire? I mean, you have all those vines, but I'd understand if you weren't willing to risk it.
He's going to need the shackles and the muzzle first.
Try something. Let me.
Oh, you could just break his hands.
You see, Birch,
That's also preferable.
as he himself has already changed his physical, what's it called, theme into more of the swampish trees, the willow trees. His leaves themselves hang a little bit lower and everything. He goes and begins to stealth, trying to see if he can get closer to Markus. You know what? It's so good, you don't even know where Birch went. He's not on the map.
What the fuck?
Like a predator tree, Birch takes a moment, pops into the ground itself, and then around you guys, you can't hear, you just hear, or you can't see, you just hear the whoosh of him re-emerging from the ground. And amongst the trees, you swear you see a little bit of a wiggle closer to Markus. In the ground at your feet, you see vines kind of wrap around. I have a good eye line. You go for the guards, I'll try to wrap around him.
Yeah. Alright. Rocco, you're going to stick with me. And then Corvis, you're going to stick with the frogs. Corvis, do you still have that shadow dagger?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got to do this quickly and quietly and not cause any ruckus because we're not that far from logging camp. So if you want to stab yourself and then stab me with it.
Don't stab people with it. That's not how it works.
Well,
But
either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corvis draws the dagger out from the quick draw, wherever he put it away, to quickly draw it just in case. And hands it pommel force to Amleth so he can rub the pommel of it.
and I rub my palm over it.
Good, now you're invisible.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corvis would do exactly the same thing.
Rocco, you and I are gonna hang over to the left and get the leftmost guard, and then Corvis, you and the frogs go get the other guy. Make this quick. Make sure that no sounds are made.
As we get closer, I'll cast haste on both of you, and I figure each of you can take one of the guards and try to wrestle them down, and then I can come over
work.
and manacle them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Plan ready?
Aye. Should I rub this dagger too?
It only has 4 sources, which goes to an invisibility spell. So
Alright.
yeah.
I've done a little sneaking in my day. Hopefully this will be fine.
Let's try to stay as hidden as best you can.
Rocco stretches.
Alright.
You know, I used to date a rogue back in the day.
We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing too.
I'll take my scarf off of my neck and I'll wrap it around like the lower half of my face.
Alright,
Alright.
so it's gonna be what you guys are trying to do, if I can understand correctly. Something like this, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes? Okay. So with the invisibility, it is pretty easy for Corvis to run around and get around pretty easily. And with a 15 plus a stealth, yeah, like a 23, TT is very easily able to follow. In fact, in a way, what happens is that Corvis, you're like, you're moving all along the path below here, and TT just kind of moves behind you, so you obscure his sight by being invisible and making it where like it's harder to see him. And he's just kind of like, careful, don't move, slowly. Besides that, Amleth, you're able to get close. Rocco, if you can give me a stealth as you're getting closer, but you yourself have to actually roll.
I'm going to use my inspiration on this if it doesn't come out good. 18. All right, all good.
All good. That definitely works.
Turns out DC is 30.
Oh, no.
This guy has special invisibility traps everywhere. No, so, Amleth is very easily able to rush him quicker. He's invisible, you know. He's not really having to worry about being physically seen. He's just more trying to subtly move his footsteps to not like sound hurried or step on a twig. You, on the other hand, are doing pretty good. You're a little bit more behind him, having to tuck around the tree itself to look around it. But you got your scarf on, you're covered, and with that, we're about to roll initiative. But first, we can give a surprise round. So let's roll initiative, and we'll choose who goes first based off the initiative for the surprise round.
17.
And I'm going to use my... I might as well use my removal ambush.
Okay.
Wow, Rocco.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1, so I got a 2.
Oh, Rocco. You're like stuck in the mud for a second, Rocco.
That'll be 26 on my initiative.
Jesus Christ. Okay, then.
Oh,
Ambush is great.
Okay.
okay.
God, what did you get, Amleth?
I got 17.
Okay. Okay, Corvis is definitely just first.
Yeah, he's like fucking 36 over here. I don't think I've seen Corvis get anything lower than 10. Like,
Yes, you have. Remember L2K? Remember when I got charmed?
oh yeah.
Remember when I almost killed someone?
Those are really good rolls, though. You got charmed and then went on a roll.
It was a really good roll, just on the wrong person.
I just nearly whacked everyone.
Oh, that was funny.
All right. So cool.
So, starting with Corvis, what would you like to do for your guys' surprise round?
I'm going to try grapple the guard, the cultist in front of me.
Sweet, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Athletics, correct? Since
Yeah, with I would say with advantage, just because you're surprising him. He's not expecting it.
22.
For fuck's sake. You. So the cultist is kind of staying very chill. Neither of them really noticed any danger, and it's been like weeks since they had danger, so they're obviously very lackluster in their alertness. And so with this, you take that very chill body posture and you abuse it as he's kind of seeing their slack-kneed, arms crossed, just kind of looking around. You kick out his knees. You you put both your arms under his arms, wrapping upwards around his head, putting him into a bit of an arm lock. Corvis, you, I would say, have this guy grappled.
Awesome.
And I am going to do the same.
Okay.
And that is...
First, it will be guard 2.
Wow!
That go to
23.
TT. Alright, first it will be TT, but 23 is good. So TT looks at you, Corvis, and goes, should I stab?
No.
Oh. Alright, well, that's the end of TT's turn. TT,
I have plans.
very sad that he does not get to stab this guy in the gut. Just looks down like, okay. Shut up! Don't say a word. And he, like, smacks the guy over the head. Amleth, once again, just unlike Corvis, who's more skilled with it, you pick this guy up and kind of like from the back of his scruff slam him into the tree, disorienting him for a second. And while he's slammed into the tree, you like pull his arms back, retching them back upwards, kicking his knee out once again and holding him by the neck. With that,
Alright, get this guy now.
yes, with that, that'll be Rocco's turn.
Yeah, I'll run over to Amleth's guard, and I'll try to put the manacles and the mouth thing on him.
Nice, go
And
ahead.
I'll yell, also, grab him, Birch.
There we go. So as you're going to do it, I'm not going to have you roll sleight of hand or nothing because you're going to take a time to do it. Also, you just take the actual round to start putting the items on him. With that, Birch. Jolly good show! Slams a branch down into the water. And you see these tall, like miniature trees, almost like saplings, grow from from the actual floor in a pathway towards Markus. Markus turns. What the fuck? These things wrap around him, grappling him completely. Oh God. He turns around, turning his head to see that you have his allies. What the fuck?
Cover his mouth, hold his hands apart.
Break his hand.
Yeah, break him.
As you guys say this, as he's talking, he's like kind of like, what the fuck? He doesn't stop talking. He just goes, you sons of bitches. And then suddenly he starts, from his mouth, you see his head pop back. The up top part of his mouth, like the physical upper half of his mouth, like head, breaks and splits open. And you can see this guy's tongue sitting there. The upwards part of his mouth is now exposed to the sun. From inside his throat, bugs start coming out.
Okay, fuck that. What the fuck?
As bugs and beetles and stuff, his body physically almost like turning to dust itself or turning into the beetles. He fades away as the contagion spreads around Birch's branches. Birch screams, no longer hidden, coming out to about this area. Good old, let me get the good old Birchy boy here. You see as he runs out, it is disgusting. Within moments, the contagion has wrapped around every part of him, and you see there is necrosis all over Birch. Taken well over enough. You see he's definitely bloodied already. This spell itself has bloodied Birch in one move. You do not know where Markus is. Markus seemingly disappeared from the battlefield. The other two kind of start chuckling. The guard in front of you, Amleth. While, like, Rocco, you're trying to, like, shove a gag in his mouth. He starts laughing.
Rocco, did you get this guy fucking manacled already? We gotta kill the other one before it's too late.
Have you got him manacled?
Okay. You have him manacled. He's just laughing hysterically. Same thing for you, Corvis. The guy, TT, keeps every now and like punching him in the gut, trying to keep him stop moving. Stop laughing! Stop laughing! Not funny, not funny. As this guy is just laughing. He's laughing hysterically. And he just turns to you, Corvis, with wide eyes. You don't know who Markus is, do you? Just smile.
Corvis.
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 Take your time. Take a second. Take a breather. I know it's exciting. It's really exciting when we get into combat.
He's just dead on the floor.
Just heart attack, aneurysm. Oh no.
I think I say the truth a little bit too much sometimes.
You do have a habit of just like just saying something that you sound like you're very offhanded about, and then it becomes real.
Hey, you want to know something funny? That actually does happen a little bit too much.
A little too much, like you're low-key a prophet.
Like low-key, like I just say some really offhand, like random shit that just comes to my brain, and then suddenly, boom, it's like, whoa, like holy shit.
That is
Where did he?
awesome.
Where is he?
Yeah, where did Corvis go?
He's just gone. Oh, I think his phone died or whatever.
That's my
Yeah,
bad. Either that or his laptop.
That's
Okay,
twice now.
that's
That he has perfectly timed hopping out.
What's he doing? What is he doing up there?
What are you doing in good old Discord heaven, Corvis?
At first it said he was idle, then he was on his phone, now he's back to idle. What is happening? Alright, he's back on his phone. Alright, well, basically, the guard that you have, Corvis, was laughing at you saying, you don't know who Markus is and stuff.
Yeah, basically,
So-
yours is also laughing along with theirs. He just turns, he goes, looks you directly in the eyes, wide-eyed, and says, "Well, you don't know who Markus is?
Don't need to. He's a target. That's all I need to know.
Good.
And you also know about Birch, right, Corvis?
Yeah, he got hit
Okay,
with
cool.
a very bad necrotic spell.
Okay, wasn't sure if you caught that earlier.
They laugh, and for a second, Birch is able to, like, get him all off. You see, he slams his hand together, says a subtle prayer, and one of the weapons on his chest glows subtly, and the contagion pops off his body. He falls to his knees, breathing heavily. Oh, fuck, that hurt really bad. Where is he? Where'd he go?
I don't know. We need to take care of these two and then deal with them.
Is
To your
my
right.
guy manacled and
Yes.
gagged?
Completely manacled
I
and
would
gagged.
like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Detect thoughts?
Yes.
Absolutely. On the, you just hear laughter. You hear laughter, and you hear, they're so fucked.
Can I tell what direction? Can I find Marcus's thoughts and what direction they're coming from?
If you like to do that, give me an Arcana check to manipulate the essence of the spell as more of a like a diving rod almost, or divining rod, I guess is the proper term.
Hey, I'm using my inspiration.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, that's not much better. I got a 7.
Oh man, sucks.
Oof.
That was horrible. Wow.
Your
Wait. I think I have magical guidance. Let me just read this one more time.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and if for some reason that doesn't work, since I technically am no longer grappling this guy since he's shackled, I was going to use perception and see if I can find his footprints, Marcus's at least, or just try to find him in general.
Okay. Okay. Well, I was gonna say that whether or not you succeed, Rocco. So I'll let you go ahead and do it. If you succeed or find a way to succeed, I'll give you the spell description. But for both Rocco and Amleth, just inherently looking around, Rocco, I would say you, especially because you're looking around trying to find it. Amleth, did you give me a perception check yet, or can you give me one?
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Okay, why they do that? If they're not paying attention to Corvis and TT, Corvis is going to drag the other cultists around the tree out of sight.
Yeah, like to run that way.
I rolled another 7.
Yeah.
Easy.
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
It wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
He worked. Oh man.
So,
Okay.
you guys definitely don't notice Corvis. I was gonna say maybe you might. No, you don't notice Corvis. In fact, the only person who would notice Corvis is TT, who kind of just like shrugs and walks over to you guys. So, real quick, Corvis, you drag this guy behind a tree. What would you like to do?
I'm going to feed off him.
You pop your teeth out. Your eyes glow. You for just a brief second, everything goes black around your vision. The red all around this man's heartbeat. As you sink into his neck, you hear the song of your people in the distance. As you drain him, you feel the color return back to life and your itch fade away. This man is unable to really fight. You will eventually drain him. Not right away. He's not dead right away. He's screaming, but you're like grabbing him, muffling him, and after like a minute, you will have drained him.
Now that is done. I'm going to make it look like he tried to stab me, so I stabbed him back.
Okay, give me a deception check or a performance check, whichever one.
Perception is my best.
A deception, not perception. My bad.
Yeah, deception I meant to. See, 18.
Okay, so pretty easily, you take a little bit of the blood from your mouth, wipe it away from your mouth, put it on the dagger, stab it directly kind of into your upper arm, only like partially, like a few inches, as if he maybe had gotten like a glancing blow on your upper arm, and then you go and stab it directly into his chest multiple times, and then from that you look down, satisfied with the scene you've made. Out here, Amleth and Rocco, the guy laughing, and then he falls dead on the ground.
What?
I'm sorry, you are.
What? What? There's no way this guy died. There's no way. Would
you like to do a medicine check?
Fuck yeah, I would. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Where's okay. That's dumb as shit. What the fuck?
That's definitely one way to deny information to your enemies.
18.
17.
18, 17. You guys are able to tell from the opposite side where you guys weren't facing, from behind the man himself, there is an insertion into his body. It looks almost like a dagger or short sword. And a short sword would have killed this man outright. Something around the wound itself, I would say Rocco, you're able to tell it's like a magical disease. It's like almost like a mix of poison and paralysis. This man might even still be alive, but he's dying currently.
I mean, problem solved, personally.
I'm gonna cast Spare to Dying on him.
Oh.
Okay. He's not in death saves, but he still has a poison in him, which would require something like Lesser Restoration, not Spare the Dying.
I definitely won't have anything like that.
I mean, honestly, I prefer him dead. That's less shit that we gotta deal with. Our only objective is just to kill Captain Markus.
TT screams as you say that, Amleth. Behind you! And you take a moment just to turn as you see various footsteps rushing you. Water, splish splash. As suddenly, let me see, does an 18 hit you?
Does an 18 hit me?
Yes.
Let's see. Well, just one second. I actually have a question. Now, since we were kind of going through all of that, did I technically have a turn or a second turn before this, like after the surprise round, or no?
I was considering it's kind of out of initiative, but if you want to, you can do something.
I was thinking of using my action to go into rage and then using my tail as a reaction to make me miss. Now you can say no to this if it doesn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't outright make a miss. But if you wanted, I could offer
a bonus action. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will simply try to duck since I was let known by TT.
Mm.
So acrobatics.
I would say if you want, you can take the dodge action.
Dodge. Okay, I could do that. I'll do dodge.
Okay, in that case, yeah, that's kind of the equivalent of you readying yourself. TT goes, behind you! You see footsteps bum rushing you. You prepare yourself, setting your hands, your weapon. You take a deep breath. You try to listen for the swing. Okay, so that actually gives some disadvantage. Let me reroll. Okay. Does a 16 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay, so with that, you listen. You take a moment. You see the footsteps. You don't even fully know if you're gonna duck like right underneath, beforehand, or what, but you just duck, and you can feel almost like the wind itself going and swiping above your head. And then does I'm guessing a 19 hits.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one, you dodge, you duck down, but then you feel a knee kick you directly into the chin, and then you get stabbed from what feels like a scimitar directly into your chest. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. And with that, the invisibility is broken on Markus, and you could see him standing there with a big ol' smile.
It's a 6. It's a 6 on the save.
Alright. Amleth, you are paralyzed for the next minute.
Okay.
And every time on your turn, I will roll a d6, and you will take 1d6 poison damage.
Is there anything I can do to possibly break away from the paralysis?
I don't have anything.
No. I can double check the rules for you, but I do not actually think you're able to.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of a way that I can probably try to break out of it for a turn, like just for an entire action by itself. I just rage. But I don't think... Okay, so... Yeah. Okay, yeah. Can't do anything. Alright.
Yeah,
Continue.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It counts as the incapacity. Okay, cool. You are on... Rocco, to your right. Amleth just goes down. We're back into initiative. I'm going to add to this, so between TT and Amleth will be... So it's going to go... back at the top, Corvis. You just, you hear Amleth scream out in pain, TT say, behind you, and Rocco, you see, look like Markus has stabbed Amleth.
Okay.
And then, oh, I totally forgot, sorry. Amleth, you also take a d6 damage, I almost forgot, from the actual scimitar itself.
Okay.
You're just gonna take 3 damage.
At least it's a scimitar.
Yeah, at least. Like, not a big deal, honestly, with the poison damage, but I'm out of the game for a little bit, so you guys are on your own.
Oh god, the other tank is all the way over on the other side. Oh no, Rocco, get the fuck out of there. And speaking of, at this point, hearing all that, Corvis would round around the tree, easily stepping over the now empty body, and upon seeing the fucker that's 30, so I've seen the fucker that is Markus, I'm going to dash around Rocco, so I'm right here, and action swords.
Perfect. At this point, I would say you probably still have haste.
I never actually casted haste.
You never casted haste.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. So I heard you, and I was like, maybe I forgot that, but never mind. You're right. Okay, so yeah, action surge. Go ahead.
And then I would attack him with my longsword.
Birch.
22 hits.
That definitely hits, yeah.
Birch.
Amleth, you
And
look
then
up.
my second attack.
Use. Win.
Oh god.
A little bit worse.
I only did 4 damage. Hopefully I didn't do shit to Amleth again.
I seriously fucking hope so.
This time, I would say instead of doing damage to your friend, I would say you swing. Just angrily, you bum rush him. Just an overhead swing down. You hurt him bad. He's like, "Ugh, God, you fool." And then tucking back, almost like using the momentum of being hit and knocked back from you, he is able to dodge under your attack, and you slam into the tree itself. I would say your sword is stuck, but it's not like deep in. Your sword, you could probably take an action just to pull it out.
Birch, use, win.
Alright, with that, Rocco, it'll be your turn.
I will cast a haste on TT and Corvis when cast it. And then I'll also say, what do I exactly want? Try to wrestle him down as I pull out manacles and a gag.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
With that, TT goes, yes, hops with his frog-like legs over everything, over Amleth, over the dead body. He's going to try to land directly on top of Markus. And, oh yeah, TT, using haste, grapples around him, almost like a little Sonic the Hedgehog. He uses these little hooks to essentially pull himself up and around. He's like spinning up and down, running around all over Markus, like a little rat or squirrel climbing all around him. With this, he like punch him in the side, hit him in the liver. Like Markus is all getting all wrapped up in all kinds of confused and incapable of really moving from the actual wrapping. And as he's doing this, suddenly then, as he's not able to move, he's distracted. Corvis, you just look up and you see a big branchy fist. Deck! Just fucking deck Markus, as he is literally incapable of moving from TT grappling him. Just deck. He falls directly onto his back. You see a broken, bloody nose. He's still alive, and he's still half like awake, like half conscious. But you see he's like, oh, fuck, that hurt. Ow. And then Birch looks to you, Rocco. Quick, manacle him.
I rush over and try to manacle him as quickly as possible.
All right.
And gag him.
You gag him. You between you and TT, you're able to wrap him up in a rope, like a little bit of a rope cocoon. Lynn, up top, as Birch gets closer, is yelling, "Markus, no, fuck." You have that's the end of combat. The Markus is not unconscious, but grappled.
He wishes
manacled.
he was unconscious.
He kind of wishes he was unconscious, yes. His nose, his face hurts. He's got like two almost simultaneous black eyes starting to slowly form on his face. He looks fucked, swollen. Birch, you look at him, he is covered in just bites and necrosis and blight. Disgusting contagion all over him. This fucker. Fuck him.
Don't mind, just not moving.
You,
Would an antitoxin help him?
Yeah.
Well, good thing I have an antitoxin. Corvis grabs it out of his bag and pulls it in, opens Amleth's pulls and pulls it out. You know, like how, you guys ever play Saints Row 1?
Yeah.
You know how the play revives fallen allies? Yeah, I did. It's basically that.
Alright. Crack him a cold one, dumping in his mouth. Amleth, as the disgusting, almost mossy tasting anti-venom enters your body, you feel your muscles start to detense. You feel that poison start to get relieved, and you start to be able to move again.
God. Alright. Oh, God. That sucked. I didn't like that. Alright. I fucking hate this place.
From behind you guys, Birch is still kind of just standing there a little bit. In fact, I would probably say he's... but Birch is about like right here-ish. From behind you guys, you would hear an effeminate voice. What the hell is going on out here? You guys turn, and coming from the hut looks to be a witch. In a kind of a swamp witchy vibe. She's got a bit of a green dress on, a bit of a seaweedy hair. Very curly, very nice, very well taken care of. She kind of walks out. And what the absolute hell are you doing on my yard? Are you wrecking my swamp lilies? You look down. You have stomped several patches of swamp lilies during this fight.
No.
I get up and I just look to the others and I say, I got this, don't worry. I walk up to the witch and I say, "Hi, I would like to give you my condolences about your flowers. We are bounty hunters, and I'm sorry, but we had to take your best customer away. So, is there anything we can do to help?"
She looks
Fix
over
this.
to Marcus. I suppose I can look the other way if you maybe purchase one of my items.
That'd be great, actually. Do you have anything to help heal our tree buddy here?
I suppose I do have some sap of the elder tree. It's rare, but I should be able to make a quick little salve to fix him up. It'll be 100 gold
Okay.
though.
I can do that.
All right. She takes her 100 gold. She goes, "Pleasure doing business, new best customer." She walks away, comes out a little bit later with this almost like bucket and paintbrush of salve that over the next few minutes starts just painting over Birch, and you see the wounds start to slowly give way and break off. While Birch was able to hold off the spell using his essentially dispel magic sword on his body, he was not able to fix it. She is able to reverse the effects. You see he starts to breathe easier, better. His leaves look less dry. His bark tends less crumbled, less cracked. Thank you. I am in your debt for that.
No, you're in my debt. You owe me 100.
That's what he said. He looks to you. He said, "I am in your debt."
Yeah, you are, and you owe me 100.
Yeah, I'll repay you when we get back.
Okay. Well, that honestly could have gone worse.
Could have. I'm glad. No, I gotta say, now that we fought him, I'm glad that we decided to get Marcus before we took. Like she gets like over like his back. He gets kind of like that like itch being scratched kind of face. Like, oh yeah. Sorry. Before we went to get Bricks, could you imagine taking on this guy and Bricks? Fuck that.
Absolutely not. That is not okay. But now that we have them both, we can just capture the last guy and then complete the bounty.
Birch picks up Marcus and puts him not next to Lynn, because he doesn't want Lynn to like untie him. You see he splits up his little head prison up into two sections with the branches and the bars. I will keep him up there.
Yeah.
This might take a bit for me to get healed up. We should take a short rest.
Yeah, we should.
I want to squat down next to the body that got the poison dagger in it.
And
I really wish this had gone a little bit better. And I pull the dagger out of the body and just inspect it.
Inspecting
And
it,
I'm
it
gonna
is
go.
a jagged bone dagger with it looks like various points within it that holds within each like a little bump of the dagger, little pockets that hold poison. It looks to be a very, very, very toxic dagger. In fact, when you hold it, you're scared. Even holding the handle feels kind of weird and grimy to you. You're not gonna have to do a save or anything, but if you happen to touch the blade or cut yourself, you might have. It's that like just absolutely infected along the blade. You see a white and also a kind of green viscous liquid amongst them. If you want, you can either give a medicine, a nature, or a arcana check if you want to figure that out.
Let's do a medicine.
All right.
7. 7's my number today, guys.
You look at it,
Number.
and you can tell, based off of current circumstances, that this dagger would probably poison and paralyze you.
And while he's doing that, I'm also gonna do a nature check, and then after that, I'm gonna go check out the other body that Corvis took care of, and that is gonna be a 13 for the nature check.
You're able to tell the paralysis poison, not the base poison. The base poison looks like maybe some mixture of a general disgusting concoction. You can't really tell the ingredients in it, but you can tell the actual paralysis one comes from a mushroom. Actually, a mushroom vaguely familiar to you, Amleth. It
I think.
probably comes from near your home.
Huh. Well, good news. I know what this paralysis is. I've dealt with it before. I was wondering why I was feeling nostalgic while lying there. But as far as the actual poison goes, I have no idea where it hails from.
Can Corvis take a look to see if he knows where the poison came from?
Sure, you can take a smell, a quick gander. Hell,
And
if
I'm
you
also
lick
gonna
it,
go
I'll
check out
even
the
give
other
you
body.
advantage on it.
Nature wall?
Yeah, nature. And yeah, so you go to look at the body. Are you wanting to do insight or anything? Or are you just like trying to take a look at it?
Hey, look, a dirty 20.
Nice.
All right, you look at the poison. It is a Nordic poison. One that is often brought in via markets from the north up down to the south. It is, if you're going to find anywhere that sold this, it would be along the main roadway where merchants travel. Not too far off, not too obscure.
All right, and once Amleth comes back, I will relay that to the...
It's called, oh god, what is it called? Antifreeze.
will it kill someone?
So-
definitely explain a lot. So as far as checking the body goes, wait, did you say insight, by the way? I thought that was for like catching lying, something like that.
Technically, there is a lie going on in the body. It has been changed, manipulated. So you can either do
Nice.
yeah, you could either
I
do like
will
a
do-
perception, insight, or maybe medicine.
I'm gonna do I guess the only thing I can really do that'll benefit me the most is perception, I guess. But I'll do insight because I've seen a kill before and I don't trust it. Good news, I don't find anything out. It's 5.
You look at
Yeah,
it.
that definitely does not beat 18.
Yeah,
I wonder what I would roll if I perception is not even better. Just a 6, so I don't know shit.
one hole better. So how you kind of move it around? You're moving around the actual body. But what happened was that Corvis had lifted up the hood itself to bite the neck. So it's like hidden kind of subtly behindwards. This isn't Corvis's like first rodeo. He knows how to bite a motherfucker, right? And so he, on top of that, the guy's been laying in mud. He's kind of dirty. It's hard to like track exactly where the wounds are. It looks like maybe a fight ensued or a struggle, but you can't really tell how the struggle went. You can't really see any tracks to show like who walked this way, who walked that way, scratch marks. You just see several solid dagger blows to this guy's chest. You see maybe Corvis dragged him around a tree and stabbed him.
TT,
He hops over.
why did Corvis drag this guy around the tree? And I say this kind of quietly so then no one else hears except for me and TT.
I don't know. I assumed personally that he was trying to give himself safety, and like to be able to dispose of him in case Markus happened to done an area of effect. But that's like just what I would assume. That's what I would do. He kind of like puts his hand on his chest. That's what TT, the rogue, would do. But I don't know. I can't read his mind. He shrugs.
So I'm gonna stand right like right in front of the body, and I'm gonna look around. And when I look around, is the hut in like view, like full view?
If you stand right where the body would be,
Right. So that would probably, yeah, that would be right there.
yeah, I would say it is slightly obscured from some trees like right here-ish, but
Okay.
not out of view. If that, it's definitely not out of view.
So if I move like to right here,
You would be
it
able
would
to see
be
directly
completely
out
out of view.
you would be completely out of view, but in view of you guys.
Okay, so I basically, after looking at the hut from here, I can kind of see it. But if I go over here, I notice that I don't see it at all. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why would he track him over to where view was possible when this is completely out of view?
Maybe
The
he
only
wasn't-
thing that you can,
Maybe he wasn't
as
thinking.
my thought.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say TT was gonna comment, but never mind. If it's in your thought, I don't want to say anything.
And I'm thinking the only thing that you can see from here is these guys. But if you're over here, you can't see these guys. So I start thinking I put at least that piece together.
TT kind of stroking his chin, leans over and goes, I'd keep an eye on that Corvis. He's interesting.
Just go up to Corvis and just kind of pop the big question on why he dragged the guy in view of the house where Markus would have been and out of our sight.
Well,
So
I mean, to be fair, anywhere on this side, he kind of just gestures to the general side right here, would be out, like, out, to show what I mean, would be, say, if he was to do an area effect this way, would technically have blocked him off either way as, like, half cover. And TT does point that out. Like, technically, it does provide half cover for anything going on in, like, this area.
That's a good point. Alright. I just walk away and I join back with the group. Find anything on this guy?
Well, I took a look at the poison. It's a Nordic poison from the north. It's not that common, but it's not that... You can find it among the main world of merchants, basically.
Really? Interesting.
It's deadly, though.
Yeah. You wouldn't think that poison that common would be that deadly, but paired with this mushroom poison, it's pretty messed up.
TT speaks up. Let me see dagger. Do either of you hand him the dagger?
Who has it?
Yeah.
I have the dagger?
I thought Rocco did.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, Rocco has the dagger. I have the black feather.
Rocco.
He has the bone dagger.
Oh, okay. I'll hand it over to TT carefully. You know what? I'll place it on... I'm still squatting down. I'll place it on the ground by TT.
He picks it up and licks the blade.
What?
Oh, I see.
Poison tastes like different than what we produce, but very similar. Tastes natural poison.
I'm assuming that you frogs have a natural immunity. Oh, wait.
Poison.
It's poison. Wait, how are you able to lick it if it's poison? If it's venom, you'd be able to lick it, but poison is completely different.
He shrugs. D&D mechanics.
God said so. He says did the whole crime scene investigation on the dead body I killed. It's like, he does it, it can go this way or that way. The whole shebang.
Investigating Corvis and his motives.
And yet, you still didn't find anything, because goddamn my rolls.
Okay, there we go. Now the train is gone. TT does look at you guys and actually has an answer. He goes, TT, poison, very, very constant. Taps his bag, and as he opens it, you see bottles and bottles of different kinds of, like, natural poisons and stuff. He also picks up one bottle, and then picks up an empty bottle. The bottle he picks up, it has this, like, almost see-through film in it. And, like, it's hard to even tell that's filled until he, like, shakes it and you see this almost see-through film move. But then he takes the empty one and scrape it along his skin. And you see he takes the poison off and then he drinks his own poison. Grung tradition!
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, that's a little bit out of my league.
I'm not into that.
Alright.
He just shrugs.
How you feeling?
Better. Oh, thank God I have you. Or thank Paylor I have you here. If I would have taken that hit on my own and do that fight, that would have been close.
Apparently. Alright. Let's do a short rest and let's make a plan for the logging camp.
And if you like that video and like to see more content, please drop a like and subscribe to Wolfer28, or give us a follow and a rating on both Spotify and iTunes as Bardic Logs. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you next time.